Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk to Terry Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You gotta be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. Right? It's not just for us on this insane journey we call life. Good morning to you all. We're back here with another fun episode, and we have a special guest. I wish I could someday do a podcast. You better look out for it. Someday doing one with Barrack Obama. Barrack Obama is our choice of topic today. Okay, politics aside, whether you're Democrat, whether you're Republican, you come on, man, don't torch me. But I think Barack Obama is one of the greatest speakers in the history of history, and I absolutely adore his speeches. I'm actually a little more conservative myself if I had to pick a side, but man, I absolutely love his speeches. I think he's a phenomenal writer. The dude is sharp as a tack. And I've started reading this book. Well, I might as well give a shout out to you. This boy is thick. How many pages are in this book? It's like 700, and this is called A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I'm about 50 pages into it. It's going to be a thick boy. It's going to take a lot, but it's already really, really good. And I've noticed as I'm trying to write more that when I read a lot, then it makes it easier for me to write a lot. It's kind of like I'm seeing other people's style and how it lays out. And I feel as if when I don't read, then I don't write at all. Or if I don't write, then I don't read at all. So they're kind of like 2-for-1 package. They piggyback off of each other, give me a little momentum with each. We're going to stay on the topic of Barack Obama. And my biggest lesson from Barack Obama early on, because I'm pretty early on. And whether you're early on or you're trying to start something new, this was a tip that I was reading out of the book that it just kind of hit me pretty hard. And I wanted to share it with other people. I thought it would be pretty relevant. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right into it today. Today will just be on this one major point. Enthusiasm makes up for a lot of deficiencies. Enthusiasm makes up for a lot of deficiencies. So I think back on all the times I'd be doing something, say when I was playing basketball as a kid, and I would miss my shot. And of course, I wasn't that good. So I missed a lot of shots, right? And when I'd get so frustrated, I'd be like, oh, you idiot. Like, you're stupid. Like, you're terrible. Or if I was doing anything with like muscle movement, hand-eye coordination athletically, if I just messed up a little bit, I would berate myself. I'd just get really frustrated. When I would lose in games, I would get frustrated. And pretty much any time I was bad at stuff, when I was not good at something and I had a lot of deficiencies, I would get really frustrated. I would get really upset. And you're practically, when you get upset and frustrated with things, you're literally like missing the moment. Like anger and fear and all of these negative emotions, they're so strong that they literally pull you out and take your power away from you to enjoy what it is that you want to be doing. Enjoy what it is that the joy of Aristotle got it right. Learning and acquiring knowledge and the process of learning is like the best thing humans could ever do for themselves ever. It feels amazing. It improves your skills. It helps improve the world. Like Aristotle had it right. Like learning does a lot of really good stuff. And I think my message and my point for today would really be think about the things that you suck at and you get overwhelmed at, and you feel like you have a lot of deficiencies. And then start to forgive yourself for not being a rock star at something that you don't do all the time. I am sick and tired of beating the crap out of myself because I'm not good at something that I don't do all the time. And even when you are doing it, beating yourself up isn't going to do any good anyway. So maybe we're just a little lighter on ourselves, because when we're lighter on ourselves, we can replace it. So we're either, our glass is only so big, right? Okay, think of human life, think of this big tall glass. Okay, I have a cup of water. That's much better than my hands. Okay, think of this cup. The cup can only fill so much, right? With so much water, this cup is half full, right? Not half empty. This cup is half full. And once it gets completely full, it overfills. And I think the negative emotions always sit on the bottom. They always sit on the bottom, those pesky negative emotions. And once they fill up over the brim, boom, it starts to overflow and nothing else can get in there. Nothing else can get in. So we don't have room for our point for today, what we really want to nail down, and that's enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, conviction. These are the selling points, and these are the major points that really help us get engaged in a positive way on what it is that we want and need to be doing. It allows us to be creative. It allows us to be resourceful. It allows us to give ourselves permission to take action on what it is that we truly want to get done and accomplish. So as Barrack's talking about in his story, he is, so after college, going to working as an organizer in the city of Chicago before he goes over to Harvard Law School. And he is finishing up law school, and he's working for a small law firm. They work on civil rights cases and stuff like that. And then he knew that he wanted to get into politics in some way, shape, or form, looking for an opportunity, waiting for an opportunity, continuing to work really hard, being patient and waiting for his time and for the right opportunity. And then a congressional seat opens up. Alice Palmer goes and tries to take that. And then he has an option to take a seat at the Senate. So he starts to work his first campaign. He works and he's talking to a very bare bones operation. I think this was in like 95, 90 sometime when he took his first seat in Senate in Illinois. And he was looking at who he could contact, how he could work with them, how he can be helping and supportive. What are the districts that he needs to work on and he needs to get started with? Because you have to like get so many petitions in certain districts, and they run and they make sure that stuff's all good. Politics is super complicated and crazy. I can't imagine I would ever do it, but it's kind of cool to just see his side of it and kind of the smaller details in the beginning, because he talks about how he sucked at a lot of stuff. He wasn't just he didn't just start naturally as the 44th president of the United States. There was a lot of bumps in the road. He said he shook a lot of hands. He talked to a lot of people. He got out there. And when I think about it, and he said he tried his best to just be his best and to wear a contagious smile. He wanted to help affect people and give them hope in a positive way. What is the issue? Our goal is to try and just listen to people and have them felt as if they're heard. I can relate to that because some of my coaching clients, people I've worked with, and they're like, oh my gosh, I just needed someone to listen to me on my own personal stuff for a while for a change instead of fixing my family stuff 24/7. I'm like, yeah, I hear you. That stuff feels good. And just getting out there into the public, making people comfortable. And he talked about, yes, there was tons and tons of things he didn't do right. But if there was one thing he could do right, it was show up as the version he wanted to show up as, bring enthusiasm and positivity to people. Because the world is such a negative place sometimes. Oh my gosh, it can be so brutal when you're thinking about your like, hey, what's going on with you, or what's going on in the world in your view, and it's all just rainy day, terrible, terrible, terrible. And then when you find these rare gems, these people who are trying to change and they're trying to inspire change, imagine what kind of difference you can make just by bringing some positive emotion today. Who do you want to help support? Do you think being positive or a negative Nancy is going to be more helpful? I would say the way to go positive is absolutely crucial and way more beneficial. So please focus on that. And Barack Obama is kind of in there asking in the book, where can you find space in your cup? He doesn't use the cup analogy. I'm kind of adding that on there. Barack Obama is asking us, where do we have space in our cup for a little bit of enthusiasm today? I was feeling a little tired, slept in a little bit, slept great, but slept very long. So if I sleep a little too long, then I feel kind of groggy and tired. And I was like, okay, how can I bring some enthusiasm to this morning show to help inspire somebody somewhere to do something and start and get started? Yesterday, I was feeling some anxiety about writing, and I'm writing this book, and for some reason I freeze up. I think it's terrible. I don't think it's very good. I've never been a good writer in the past, and I get in my head a little bit. So I sat down. I was like, okay, I'm going to do Jerry Seinfeld method. I'm just going to breathe into it. If I feel some pain, I'm feeling weirded out, and I'm just kind of breathing into it. And then I'm just going to sit here in front of the computer. I'm going to either write or I'm going to do nothing for about an hour. And then before I knew it, I started breathing in. I was doing some breathing exercises, and then I calmed down. I was like, well, I'm not doing anything else. I feel pretty good now. And then I started gaining some enthusiasm for writing and for working on this project that I care so deeply about. It's like, holy crap, this feels really good. And then after we were done with that, we can, if we just drive down the road a little bit on a golf cart, we have this beautiful access to, we have amazing sunsets out here in the country a little bit. And the sunset felt better. I felt better. I felt so accomplished. I felt like I could have so much more enthusiasm for everything else in my life. So you can see how this stuff starts to compound and build off of each other when we start to do the things that we want to do, that we truly want to do, not the things that we don't want to do, like numb myself with a bunch of social media or numb myself with social media that's not like learning based, right? Things that aren't making me a better person, or I'm watching too much television or whatever it may be, drinking too much alcohol. I'm doing less of that stuff, and I'm doing the stuff that I truly want to do. Like, I've logically written this out on paper. It's like, damn, no, this is what I want to do. And then I face some fears, face some anxiety, like calm myself down. It's like it opens up. We open up for the possibility to feel more enthusiasm, to be more excited. It's okay to smile. It turns out it's not a bad thing to do. I feel like for the longest time I had to be like this tough guy, this tough dude who was never fazed by anything, and who was just, if you weren't good at something, then you totally sucked at it. You're trash. And it was cool to say that you were terrible at something. And it's like, dude, that's not cool. It just beats yourself up internally. It doesn't keep you consistently working on the things to actually get rid of the deficiencies to improve over time. So to wrap up this morning's episode, good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all having an amazing, wonderful morning. If we learn anything from Barack Obama today, it would be to use some enthusiasm when we're trying to conduct an activity that we want to get started on. And remember that you'll get better over time. And it doesn't really matter what your skill level is today. And no one's judging you on your skill level. Everyone else has their own lane that they're driving in, that they have a bunch of stuff to look out for. So this experience is for you. It's for your benefit. And I have come to recognize that just having more enthusiasm and conviction in my life for, say, my 6-week course that I would love you to try out. First week is absolutely free. Going on from there, we'll have to develop a relationship. I have a 6-week course to unlock your fullest potential to create the absolute best version of you ever. And as I talk about it more, work on it more, and just I'm in it more and more on the course and working with clients and helping improve people's lives, I gain confidence, I gain enthusiasm. So it might start a little small, but just a little bit of enthusiasm can get you to take some action, and then your enthusiasm grows. You're like, oh, this is pretty cool. That wasn't so bad. And then you do it again. And then your cup keeps filling up with more positive emotions, things that you desire to do in your life. And when we live in alignment with what we value, when we live in alignment with what we truly want and desire, we become happier, we become fulfilled, we become joyful, and live the lives that we totally deserve to live. And this is living to your full potential. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward to take the right and proper actions to become happier and more productive, guaranteed, or our money back.